Till Death Podcast with your hosts Ian and Jenn Avina. Brought to you by
Chelsea Smile
Clothing.
What's up, guys?
Hey, yo.
Welcome back to the Till Death Podcast. I'm your host, Ian. Jenn, unfortunately, is adulting this week, so she will not be on the podcast. But it's not just me. We got Rain in the studio. It's the Rain.
Hey,
Howdy,
baby.
Howdy, partner.
Hey.
We're from Texas.
So, it's been a minute. Been talking to you, Mike, about
Yes, sir.
this for a second. But
Oh, yeah. Stoked to be here.
yeah, out in Cali.
Oh, yeah. Living the life.
Yes.
Perfect
Already
weather.
sunburned.
Already sunburned. Yeah. So, real quick before we get into the thick of it, gonna do our ad read for Chelsea Smile. So, Chelsea Smile Clothing isn't your typical run-of-the-mill startup clothing line. Founded in 2017, they've taken over a decade of metal touring experience and adapted the clothing line to fit the times. They've searched for the best quality cotton and best denim to create their brand. You won't be disappointed. Styles change. Family stays the same. Join the Chelsea Smile family at chelseasmile.co. If you go there, put a bunch of shit in your cart and put TDP as the promo code, you get 20% off. So, fuck yeah, do it.
Swag.
Hell yeah. Righteous threads.
All right, so first things first. I wrote a couple things down. Oh, yeah, so the origin of the band. Oh, where'd it kind of start and where'd you guys get going?
So this could be a really long story if you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But
There's no time limit on any of this stuff.
it'll all just get edited out anyway. and then just insert your own funny jokes.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, they're just a bunch of dicks.
I think like the actual formation of the band, I was probably the only one there. These dudes kind of joined later. It was kind of conceptualized by a couple of dudes that are no longer working with us.
Mm-hmm.
And
you guys have kind of gone through a couple changes.
Yeah, just a few. The first two dudes that kind of had the idea to put it together and brought me on to play drums, and then we brought on Mike as a guitarist. I'm probably going to get this
Actually,
wrong.
bass.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's right.
So
okay.
we brought on Mike to play bass, and then we brought on Jonathan to play bass, and Mike moved to guitar.
Okay.
And then we most recently lost our vocalist, and Mike moved from guitar to vocals, and Jonathan moved from bass to guitar.
Okay. And
So
you guys have like
It wasn't much of a loss.
So now the way we perform is like we perform as a 5-piece instrumentally, but for live performance, one of our guitars and one of our basses, or one of our guitars and the bass is it's like a live reamp. So we have cabs playing live on stage, but there's no actual instrumentalist playing them. It's all from a computer session.
Oh, so it's like a backtrack, but like actually run through a cab.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's not like the main.
Mike's kind of the brains of it, but basically, like, everything is sent separately. So we have here. You explain it. I don't know how to do it.
Basically, it's the dry recorded signal, and
okay, like a DI kind of thing.
yeah, it just like in the session, like if you just were recording it, it's
Yeah.
just done exactly like that, and we feed it out of the interface. The guitar goes to my Axe Effects. The bass, we have a full MPEG rig, the Alpha Omega dark
Okay.
glass pedal, all
That's
kinds of good
interesting.
stuff there.
Nice.
And then it goes to the power amps and comes out through actual cabs on stage. So as far as like watching us live, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
visually, you like, but you're like, oh
Yeah.
fuck. And then,
Yeah,
we get
exactly.
that a lot too. They're
Everybody
like,
always says that. They're
"Where's
like,
the bass
it
player?"
sounds, you'd never notice it. You'd never miss the bass player. You guys sound great without him. And it's like, ha
Thanks.
sucker. Little do you know.
Yeah, it's always
That
cool
it's
to
also
see.
me.
Yeah, exactly. I do it at the same time.
yeah.
No, it's cool to because I've followed you guys for a minute and seen all the different changes and stuff.
Yeah.
It's cool to see you guys. You're like, nah, I'm not gonna let it stop. Like,
Oh, yeah.
we still gonna keep going. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it's-
we actually like have those conversations every once in a while where we're like, man, this is because we've been through a fair amount of shit, and we get to points where we're like, is this worth continuing? You know, what should we just like change our name? Should we start over? Should we rebrand? And
That's always a shitty.
yeah, and it sucks, and it's like,
situation.
and you know, ultimately, what you said is exactly what we're doing, and we just persevere and kind of push through it and keep going, because that in my opinion is the image that I want to have for the band. Is like not one that just gives up when shit gets hard and starts over, but one that perseveres through it and rises above. So that's just what we've been doing over the years.
Well, props, dude. That's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah,
it's very hard sometimes.
Yeah, and especially a lot of times that's one thing with like the metal scene nowadays too. Not just in one city, but kind of broad. It's like there's not a lot going on because there's so much other shit going on. So it's a little tricky to like live music. Like when Jenn and I went to Austin for our honeymoon, we went down on 6, and it's not live music anymore.
Oh, it's gross. Oh, yeah. It's a bunch of rap and bums. It's gotten to be just like, it's like everybody just kind of goes down there to get fucked up and have a good time and party. And myself personally, I book shows in Austin professionally, and
are you working for Come and Take It Productions, or is it?
I kind of work as Come and Take It Productions.
Okay.
I work like directly with Anthony Stevenson, the owner of the company, and he is a talent buyer and obviously the owner, and I am also a talent buyer. So I kind of it's kind of like my own risk, my own reward. I don't like work for him and he pays me or anything like that. But anyway, I produce events down there full time, and let me tell you, it's a very tough city to come up in as an artist for anybody, because people just don't. They're really attracted to the live music whenever they see shows down there, but nobody wants to pay to get in because they could just go down the street and go see anything else. You know, what I always tell people in bands down there, it's like if you were to propose the question to anybody in Austin, like, hey man, do you want to come see my band this weekend? They would just flip it right back around on you and be like, oh, do you want to come see my band? And it's like many. Yeah, there's so much going on that it becomes really, really oversaturated and hard to actually get anywhere in that town. So fortunate to be out driving around on the road. Yeah,
you guys are on a pretty long fucking tour, it would seem like.
This one,
just a lot of dates.
This one is actually deceiving because the font on the flyer that says the dates that we specifically are doing is really hard to read. So we're not doing this whole tour. We're only on it for like 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. I was like, dang.
We were just here in California and like on the West Coast for probably 20 days, home for 3 weeks, and then we're doing this one for 2 weeks. Yeah. We'll come home for 2 weeks, and then we're going to be gone for a month to the East.
So going over the East Coast.
Yeah, stoked to go back to the East Coast, man.
Going out somewhere to call home.
Yeah.
Cool. Those dudes are from New York, so we're actually gonna meet them in Vermont. Tour for us starts in Vermont, so that's exciting. Fortunately, well, hopefully anyway, we're still working on it. We're working on getting some routing dates, so we don't have to drive straight 3,000 miles.
I was gonna say that's gonna be a bitch right there.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Yeah. So, all right. So, tour questions. I wrote down a little bit. Who drives most?
Skylar.
Me.
Frankly, it's kind of just easiest. 'Cause really, the van is Skylar's.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I own the van, so it's kind of like it's hard for me to like let anybody else drive it.
Yeah, you're like, no, I'm good.
Because I can't get any rest when somebody else is driving my rig.
Yeah. Something fucks up while he's driving, it at least fucks up while he's driving. So.
He happens to be the best too at maneuvering it and parking the trailer and all that.
Yeah,
it's
kind
sometimes
of it gets a little tricky, man.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember being on tour and stuff, and you like jackknife it. Like,
oh yeah.
There was one time.
Not me, man.
No, Skylar's a pro.
Yeah, I could back it up a goat's ass and come out smelling like a rose.
Mike and I are just available for grunt work.
Yeah. Just driving down the highway.
No. Left. Yeah. There's a lot of that.
Hell no. I actually complain when they try to help me. I'm like, I fucking got it.
Actually our joke. Everywhere we go, that as soon as Skylar starts to back out anywhere, that someone pops out and they're like, dude, come on, bro, you got it.
Dude, cut it. Like somebody just comes out of the bushes and they're like, yo, dude, let me help you back this shit up, bro. I'm a pro. And I'm like, no. I'm like, I fucking got this. Don't tell me how to drive my own van, you freaking weird guy.
It's like some homeless dude that like helps people park.
Oh, literally, dude.
So, like, hey.
So that actually happened in, good Lord, I can't remember what town it was. It was Arlington, Texas, just south of Dallas. The only time I've ever been to that town was to go to Six Flags. But anyway, I pulled up in there and like obviously this dude lives on the streets. He just pulls right up or walks right up to the side of the van and like knocks on my window and he's like, I got you, you know, keep coming back. And it's like a wide ass open parking lot, bro. It's like, I got it, man. I got it. Trust me, don't touch my van.
I think we've almost hit more people from them trying to help us back out the trailer than
just leave me alone. I got this.
Yeah, after a while, it's like too much for the brain. You know what I mean? Like I'm in my own like little lane. Just you're fucking me up.
For sure. I mean, did you see how straight I was in the street out in front of this place? It's in there.
That's funny that you say that someone always does that because I actually was gonna be like, oh no, you're good. Just like that.
I know, dude.
Yeah, dude. So it's like, oh, you're in my house. I want to make sure you're good.
Well, I'm sure most people appreciate the help, but I'm just an asshole, I guess. So.
No, yeah, I'm driving the van and trailer. Like jackknifing was always like, especially like on ice. Like one time.
Dude.
My old drummer, even though he's like was like from Colorado and dealt with all ice all the time, like we were trying to turn around and it just like slipped and started jackknifing.
Oh, that's the
and
worst.
So the other four of us were like, oh, like just piss on it. Like that'll
That's the last thing I would have thought of.
No, we were all fucking half awake, all like stoned. Like, oh yeah, just piss on it, bro. Like it'll totally like melt the ice.
Melt the ice.
Yeah, exactly.
Really just
like,
ingenuity.
and then exactly. And we literally like two of us were on one side, two of us on the other side.
Oh my
and then
god!
My drummer said nothing, and then after we finally pissed, he's like, "Dude, you could have just like put rocks under there. You could like done
Branches.
He's like, I just wanted to see if you guys
Just wanted to cross streams with my bros, bro.
Hey, here's an idea. Our radiator fluid's hot, right? So we'll just drain it on the ice. It'll be cool.
my
It'll be
God.
fine.
Just pour it out, bro. It'll be fine.
Just put nails in your tires so you get the extra traction.
Yeah, for extra
It
grip.
just plugs everything up. Favorite food on the road?
Ooh.
Do you like
Actually-
fast food or like healthier food or?
Oh, we eat like crap.
Yeah.
We all
pretty
are
bad.
like the skinny dudes with fast metabolisms that just look like Greek gods anyway.
We
so
actually got
just
burritos and
naturally.
tacos at like 3 a.m. yesterday. They were fire though.
Yeah, man. I gotta say,
California.
like the San Diego burrito game is what's up.
Fire.
So that's pretty tight.
That was
think
like one of the coolest
Overall,
things.
like favorite tour food, I have to give it up to Jim Steaks in South Philadelphia.
Ooh, yeah.
yeah,
pretty
right.
much like we just try to enjoy the cuisine of wherever we are. So you know,
you gotta like immerse
you
yourself.
gotta have
Use the Google.
you gotta
Nothing's
have.
gonna disappoint you worse than Mexican food in Illinois.
I don't remember that one
Sometimes
specifically.
you just have to take the loss.
I had to take the opportunity to talk about how picky of an eater Mike is because we're always trying like the food of wherever we are. Like if we're by the ocean, we'll eat seafood, or if we're in San Diego, we're gonna eat burritos or whatever. Mike is like the most basic white girl when it comes to ordering food, and he's like that guy that you don't want to get as a server. He's like, oh, I'm gonna need that sauce on the side, and can you like take this off? I don't really want that, and replace it with
Light
something
on
else.
this.
Yeah, a little bit light, and I
Do
always.
you have a brioche bun?
Yeah, I can't think of any good ones. But like, we went to go get these tacos, and he's like, "Man, just give me the plainest tacos you can find." And I'm like, "Mike, we're in San
literally
Diego."
what I said.
He's like, "I don't like avocados. I don't like guacamole. I don't want any of that stuff on there. Just meat and cheese on a tortilla, man. That's all I want."
Is it like just a plain thing or like is it organic? Did you like?
No, there's no real.
He's just
like,
picky.
I'm just picky. But even still, like I mean, I had avocado today on my tacos,
Like-
and he didn't even notice.
Mike is the kind of person that
I think you're lying.
talk up like a bisque on the way to the restaurant and then order chicken fingers.
Oh yeah, dude, I forgot.
Oh, this would be bomb.
Mike's favorite food is chicken fingers,
Definitely.
or like chicken strips.
Oh, yeah.
like Whataburger, chicken strips.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing.
Or
Fried chicken.
I don't know, literally anywhere. If they have chicken strips, that's what he's gonna get.
Not every time.
Pretty much every time. I'm just kidding. We just like to give each other a hard time.
He'll get a beer.
I'll take a Steve Weiser.
What?
All right, so you guys already talked about Wyoming and Illinois, but like
yeah.
favorite places to go in like favorite cities, favorite states other than home.
Ooh,
We'll go round robin. Johan.
Oh yeah.
we call Jonathan Johan.
Oh yeah.
BT does.
I don't know why.
Because it's awesome.
Actually, I think I do know
do.
why. It's Johan.
The Johan
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Oh my.
I'm gonna tell everybody Johan.
Well, I do know with the tours that we've been on, every time we're kind of in like the Southern California area
Yeah.
more so, like there's always really consistent shows.
Yeah.
there's at least
big like Texas too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And so, like, definitely, like, coming away from home, Los Angeles is a ton of fun. The couple times that we have played out in Florida, specifically when we were in, I want to say it was
Brandon.
Tampa. Yeah, like Brandon, Tampa area. There was the Make Florida Mosh Again Festival. There was like 28 bands, 2 stages. I'm pretty sure by the end of the night there was at least a ambulance. I know that.
Jose Santiago, man, he
Yeah.
split his lip and had to
Shout
get
out.
stitches.
Yeah, he was running merch for Boundaries on that tour.
Little
And,
homie?
first thing that comes out of this dude's mouth after, pretty much biting through his top lip is he's concerned about how he's going to continue to get pussy.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's like, how am I supposed to eat out hose?
You have much bigger things to worry about right now.
With a
Like
giant gash in your lip,
how you're
bro.
holding a pool of blood.
You're leaking.
Anyway, Florida's fun.
Yeah. Did any Florida man like stuff? Did you see? You know what I
And
mean? Like,
everybody's Florida, man.
I don't
for
think
real.
so. The band we're on tour with right now is from Florida, and they keep making reference to being Florida men, but they're like, yeah, we totally are those people, and I'm like, I haven't seen anything cool yet. Y'all just kind of hang out.
They're cool. It just hasn't been anything Florida man wild.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know
not
what I
seeing
mean?
anybody eating bath salts and chewing off people's faces or anything cool yet.
Bareback wrestling in a gator.
Yeah. Like, oh, dang, man, there's an alligator. Let's go wrestle it real quick.
all right. So, favorite cities? for you?
Favorite cities. Honestly, New York was pretty dope. Or where was that one where we played in the office building?
Where the guy was
Bronx
eating a
and Queens.
cheeseburger in the pit.
That was super awesome. This dude literally
I
cheeseburger
saw
and
that
soda doing a two-step. Dude, too badass. Takes a bite and everything.
That venue was whack though, dude. You had to load up an elevator,
Yeah.
and then
It was literally the front of like an office building. Like people's different
So you're all
offices
loading in,
there. We're
like,
just there, and they were like, "Oh, what are you doing? We're here for a metal show."
There was maybe standing room for like 20 comfortably.
Oh yeah, and it was
it
packed.
looked
everybody else
very-
was like standing in the staircase.
Just like, hey,
And like I personally am always really crabby when we pull up to venues like that, and I tend to complain out loud a little too much, and the like promoter got all upset at me for like, I don't know, I guess not being grateful or whatever, which I totally am. It's just frustrating for me and hard for me not to say stuff whenever I'm like, I mean, loading your shit up a fucking elevator and having to play in like a lobby of an office building with no AC is it's a little sketch, man. I mean, it was a cool show and
It ended up
everything.
being real lit. Yeah.
We can talk about it. Like, it was cool now that we've done it, but like,
especially you, like being a drummer, like you're basically running, like for fucking 30 minutes, or however long your set is. You know what I mean? So you're,
oh yeah,
being
I
hot is like,
move around a lot when I
Yeah.
play as well.
yeah, you're a little active. All right, so you're
I don't really
we're good on you.
Yeah.
Stone.
New York.
Neo.
Mike is a big city man.
I don't know how much about the city, but the shows, the couple
shows,
times we played there,
I
have
feel
been
you.
really good.
I feel
like
you.
Like the crowd.
Yeah,
like the response and shit.
Everyone's real into their scene, and
Yeah.
they
That's
throw
very true.
down, and
Yeah.
they're supportive. They're the bands that are from there and stuff.
Yeah,
just
it
cool.
seems like up there it would be real like kind of family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Northeast shows
They
always
definitely have that vibe.
are intense. It's cool.
Because they got like basement shows, probably,
Yeah.
and like a bunch of shit where they pack
Some
everyone
dude
in.
threw another dude into a crowd of people during
Bro.
Stiss's set. Yeah, we were
So
on
This
tour
Is
with So
Suffering.
This Is Suffering, and this guy
Like, picked
literally
up a-
jumped into this dude's arms, and then he carried him and threw him at a group of like 10, 15 people.
Like a wrestling move.
Yeah,
That's
it was
insane.
fucking sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, shows up there are always pretty cool. Some chick broke her hand in a basement show. Well, that was in California though. Now that I think about it,
Yeah.
I was thinking that we were in the Northeast because when I was remembering this, because we were like downstairs somewhere. But I guess
Shouts
That
out
was
to
actually
the
the-
homegirl Kaylee.
that was Kaylee.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Smacking that shit on a support beam.
It was awesome.
Fuck with you.
I personally, well, I'm gonna have the curveball answer here. I like cities or areas really that have like nice views and plants and trees and mountains and things like that. That's what I enjoy. I like all the scenery on the road. I like seeing the cactuses in Arizona and the hills of California and stuff like that. Or
He's like all poetic.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know.
He's the outdoorsy guy.
yeah, I don't know. I just
Wanna
kind of grew
climb
up
a
in
mountain and
I just
climb some
kinda
trees.
Grew up in the woods. Like we
more
stopped in
naturey and stuff like that.
yeah, like we stopped in Twin Falls, Idaho, which is known as the Niagara of the West, just so I could just so we could like see the waterfall and like climb some rocks and do some nature stuff. That's what I really enjoy about
Be
tour.
active.
Yeah, any time and there's stuff like that everywhere. So
Yeah.
Makes for great Instagram pics.
Yeah, it's for the gram. For sure.
For the gram, always.
except I never post on Instagram.
Natural lens flare.
All right, so one other thing, we've done a couple episodes on the podcast about pet peeves, and I think I've actually texted you.
Yeah.
Jonathan
about it a couple
eating.
times. So
Pretty much just me existing.
we're gonna go reverse real quick. Pet peeves. You, Skylar, first.
I think the number one thing that just pisses me off is listening to Jonathan eat.
Like open mouth, like very loud crunching.
Jonathan, give me an example.
You all know Chris Martis, right?
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunate. No, I'm just kidding. I've known that dude for a long time.
His pet peeve was hearing people eat, and so obviously we before.
Fuck with him.
Yeah, we got everyone to message it to us. We're like, oh, we're gonna get some crunchiness, and for that part,
Oh, man, I should have brought some chips up here or something.
Some
Yeah,
Takis.
without going too deep in it, like when I was younger, I had horrendous allergies, so that started a whole habit of kind of eating with my mouth open a bit more because I just couldn't breathe.
Because he just doesn't breathe through his nose.
Yeah,
Was
so
it
like
your adenoids? Were they all fucked up? Because my little brother had something like that.
and it was basically I was allergic to probably just about as many things as they can test you for.
Oh shit.
So now that that's gotten better, I can at least breathe through my nose while I eat. But eating's borderline a sexual experience for me. So it's
That's what it sounds like.
You kind of if you don't expect it to be noisy.
Yeah, put
It's
on
like,
some Luther Vandross.
You know when Jonathan's enjoying his food because you hear a little moan out of him. He's like,
It's not too far off.
All right, so pet peeve for you over there, Mike.
Pet peeves.
Probably me.
Probably not getting
Just
enough.
one word,
Yeah,
Skylar.
not enough sleep, or being instantly woken up and being like, "All right, do this, do that," and I'm like,
Yeah, fuck you.
"Where am I? What?" This one time specifically,
the wallet.
we were driving. I don't know where, somewhere on the East Coast, and I'd been asleep for a long time.
That's great.
And they wake me up and they're like, "All right, dude, you got to go sit. Co-pilot with Jonathan is you just got to go do it." And I'm like, so I get up and we get in there and we're taking off and I freak out. Like we didn't even pull 5 feet from the gas station. I'm like, "Hold on, where's my wallet? Where's my keys? Where's my phone? Jonathan, stop the fucking van!" Like just losing my shit, dude. And it was literally right there in the cup holder in front of me. It was one of those moments,
Just half awake.
yeah.
Huh?
It's just because on tour you get paranoid, I'm gonna lose my
Oh, yeah,
wallet.
yeah.
Well, I
in
got
the
left at
middle
a
of
fucking
nowhere.
AM PM.
Oh,
one
yeah.
time. So
See,
I
that-
totally get that. I literally was microwaving a fucking chicken sandwich or whatever, and I'm like, hey,
And the van's gone.
the fuck? Right? Everyone was asleep besides the guitarist who was driving.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty hard to happen to us since there's only 3 of
Yeah.
us, but I've heard those stories.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was always I'm always the little brother in the band. I've always been the youngest of every band I've been in. So they always just fucked with me anyways. And I'm like, dude, you didn't even fucking leave the merch guy.
For
You know what I mean? You left me.
me.
Fuck you.
I'm important.
Yeah, exactly. I do some shit.
Probably that and sound guys that do not know what an XLR is. Being that I'm a sound guy myself, some things we've seen
Yeah.
on tour, I'm just like,
Oh, yeah,
oh
man.
my god.
You're like, what's that? A mic cord.
A mic cable.
Oh.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly,
bro.
dude.
I
That
got
little
one for you.
Stoner. Wake up.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I know. You have another pet peeve that you didn't mention though, which is shitty drivers.
Oh yeah.
F-150s.
I've got a little bit of bad road rage.
Oh,
yeah.
Mike's
I
road
mean,
rage is
It's a real thing, man. I get real cranky and just.
Just sitting there mumbling to himself like, "Oh my god, go! What is this?
So
Oh,
this dude,
son of a."
we were on 10 coming this way. I'm pretty sure it was 10. I don't know, somewhere in Arizona. And this dude in a F-150 missing the headlight. I noticed it. He was pulling up behind us, and I'm like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
what the
Looked
fuck's
like he
with
had
this
just
dude?"
wrecked his truck. It
Yeah,
looked wrecked.
literally. So he pulls in front of us and then slows down 20 miles an hour. We're going 50 at this point, and I'm mad. I'm like, "What the fuck? What's with this dude?" And Skylar's like, "He's just fucking with you. He's fucking with you." And we see him in there, and he's clapping his hands and kind of slapping his face. And I'm thinking he's just falling asleep. And then out of nowhere, he just hits the brakes and cuts off to the side. And we're just like, "Oh my fucking god, dude!" And I was losing it. I was still pissed about it for another 30 minutes. I was like,
dude.
"I hope you flip your truck and die, you fucking piece of shit!" Just going off, dude.
Dude, people in traffic,
There wasn't even traffic. We were just cruising down the highway, and this guy literally just pulls up just to fuck with Mike.
Yeah.
It was wild. I was like, just keep going, Mike. Just keep going. He's just
fuck with these guys.
I saw
wish
him
I could
drive.
stab you.
He came around us and like smiling at us and looking at us, and then just got in front of us. And bro, I'm talking. We were doing probably 45, and everybody's passing us at 70. And Mike is just losing his mind, like, why would anyone do this?
I was like, I don't even get it. What is the reason?
What joy are you getting out of this?
Yeah, exactly. No, dude, like maybe about a month or two ago, I was driving on my way to work. It was like 8 a.m. and I get off the freeway, and there was this big, like, what's it, like a box truck kind of thing?
Yeah.
And it might have been an 18-wheeler, I don't know. But I was fucking barely awake. But anyways, like, this dude, like, pulled in front of me and pushed on his brakes, and it was like the fucking fast lane, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, dude, you're a dick. And so I have a little Honda Civic, so I'm faster. Fuck you. And so I went around and slowed down.
And
like,
get in front of him and do the same.
Haha, I could do that too.
Oh, yeah.
And so I let it go. A couple minutes later, just gave him a little, like, you know, whatever. Like, fuck. I didn't flip him off, but you know, just kind of like a fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, we're like 2 lights down. I totally forgot what happened. I like move over 2 lanes, so there's a lane in between us. My window's always down because I'm always, you know, smoking. And so I hear, "Fuck you, Nick." Exactly.
Whoa!
I literally like was pushed back by it. I was like,
Bro, it's
me?
Bro.
You see this, right? Like, really? Am I? Like, you know what I mean?
it's 2019. You can't say that.
Yeah, exactly. I was like
Right.
pushed back by it, and so I was like, dude, like, what the fuck? And so he was a very large man.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, dude, if you're gonna fucking come at me, like, I got one ready. So he was calling me faggot, you know what I mean? Like, all this maggot, basically.
Yeah.
And so I'm just waiting, because it's like that time, you know, when like you leave a situation, and you're like, oh, I could have fucking said that.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that's the worst.
Like when, as he was saying, I was like, I'm not even fucking paying attention. I'm like trying to brew something up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to leave this situation, and we're like about to go.
Yeah.
So I looked at her. I was like, dude, fuck you. Don't be mad, because out of the 2 of us, I'm the only one that's seen my dick in the past year. And fucking dude, like,
Jaw
stop
dropped.
saying shit. And I'm like,
Oh, dang.
bye.
You win, sir. Congratulations.
Yeah,
You are
exactly.
correct.
Here is your trophy.
You went hard R. I went down here. You know what I mean? Like we're good.
You went tiny dick on him. Or, like,
Yeah,
just,
exactly.
you know.
No, just
fat.
can't see it. I mean, he could have a huge dick. I don't even know, but he ain't
He
seen
wouldn't
it.
know either.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's that? I don't even fucking know.
I forgot what shoes I was wearing.
Do my shoes match my outfit? I'll never know. That's a
Bro,
mystery.
you don't have shoes on.
Oh.
Like, he just has those fucking toenails, like those like super Indian dudes that have like the crazy curly ones. Like, oh, I didn't even know that. Like, what smells? It's like, it smells like cheese. So now that we got some fun stuff out of the way,
Oh yeah.
what happened with all the craziness with Mr. Old Singer? I don't know. We putting saying
We just say he who must not be named. No, I'm just kidding, dude.
you had Voldemort. Sweet.
It's yeah, our ex-singer was actually Voldemort. It's pretty rad.
He probably with the no
Yeah.
the inhale. Is
Yeah, that's how
probably,
he gets. He did pure inhales.
Yeah,
That's how he got that tone.
Is that Brie?
No, we're happy to talk about it. Our previous vocalist, Jacob Ashton, is not a very stand-up guy and had to remove. It's really we didn't even have to kick him out. He just kind of like knew how bad he fucked up and that nobody wanted him around and nobody wanted to associate with him and everybody wanted him dead basically. So he just kind of had to leave town.
He had a production company, like kind of.
So basically, he just had this air quote management company, and we were all kind of aware that he was really reliant on management fees because anytime we were out on the road, he would just be waiting for bands to send him money. He's like, well, you know, I'm managing this band. I need him to send him money before I can afford anything. And that's just kind of the way he lived, was just...
Like now management fee, like a monthly type
Yeah,
deal?
he charged bands $100 a month for general management and basically would kind of just do that for a couple of months while he was getting away with it until they caught on and realized that they were just sending him money for nothing. And then they would quit sending him money. And he had probably...
Then I'm sure you'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I've heard some things, but I don't really know about that. But You know, he probably was doing this to 5 or 10 bands at any given time for like the entire 3 years that I knew him, and just never really held down a job because people just sent him money all the time.
Yeah.
And anyway, so it kind of hit the fan with bands calling him out on stuff like that, and there's a whole slew of other personal, his personal drama that also hit the fan, and unfortunately drug our name through the dirt. So it was a very clear and simple choice we had to make to just disassociate with him, because everybody just hated him, and unfortunately nobody just hated Jacob. They hated Jacob from Rain.
Your go-to guy association.
Yeah, so...
And he's the singer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like the front dude, you know? So.
And, bro, I shit you not, to this day, literally this very tour we're on right now, there are dates that we cannot book because people refuse to book us because of our association with Jacob Ashton.
Even though it's a past
year. Yeah, it's been a year.
Yeah.
It's been a year since we've even thought about this dude, except for me, because I will, like, every once in a while I'll send him a text and just be like, hey, man, you're a nationwide fuck-up, because, just a reminder, here's a friendly reminder, your regularly scheduled text message service. Because, like, I'm not kidding, man. We'll go to, it was Las Vegas on this tour. We couldn't get, because the promoter was like, your band caught a lot of heat because of your ex-vocalist. And I'm like, yeah, but he's not in the band anymore. And he's like, oh, it doesn't matter. Y'all are associated with him, so people just don't want y'all around. Like, they don't want you in this town. And I was like, well, I know those people, and, like, I'll talk to them, and I'll clear the air for you. And I have. And the whole, like I just said, we were on the West Coast for 20 days a couple months ago. And the entire tour, every city we get to is somebody, like, somebody's got to ask us about it and be like, hey, man, why this and why that and why, just why? And we've just been having to go shake hands with everybody that was ever offended by him or felt robbed by him or stolen from by him. And
so it's not only do you have to deal with the present, you have to deal with the past and explain yourself, and then be like, here, this is the person that I am.
And also, people don't even know, he owes us money. He owes us money for personal things. He took money from us to help pay for his, sob story. I got my phone bill, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I mean, we don't make a lot of money. We don't make any money as a band. We invest our personal money. The band makes a little bit to help pay for expenses, but we do not pay ourselves from our band.
Like a band fund.
Yeah, exactly. Like the band has its own bank account that helps pay for, like Mike said, gas and merch, but we don't make enough money to pay ourselves.
Yeah.
But Jacob would be real smooth and would be like, man, I'm short on my bills. I just need to get my phone bill. My phone is my livelihood. That's how I get my management fees. So if y'all can just send me a couple $100 from the band account, and we do it all the time. And he'd be like, well, I'll pay it back on Friday, and he never would.
Well, that's what a band. It's just a band of brothers.
Yeah,
it's a band of friends.
Yeah,
take care of each other.
And that's
at the same time,
and that's the way we took it at the time, because like what people don't understand is we were just as screwed as everybody else who was upset about the situation. Like, I didn't know this guy when he asked me to join the band.
And it's not like any of us ever participated in his management. You know what I mean? We didn't talk to his bands.
Yeah.
We didn't know anything about what was going on other than what we would hear, like him talking to them and then him being like, oh, they're going to pay me money.
Yeah. Funny story about Jacob, real quick, is after Martis joined Fire from the Gods, because he was in Hero and Me.
Yeah.
I was talking to Jacob, and I had moved out here. We were going to do kind of like a coast to coast, you know what I mean? Like, kind of, he would throw vocals on, I'd record it, do whatever. And nothing ever happened with it. Is that the ice cream truck?
Oh, yeah.
Dang, it is. I hope that's coming through the microphone.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Dude, where I grew up, I never would have heard an ice cream truck, man. That's so wild.
That's funny. It's a little annoying when it's every day. So you're like, fuck.
Yeah, man. It's literally like touring the past.
And then he joined Rain, like, kind of.
Yeah. So earlier,
after I left, and
earlier when we were starting the story of like how Rain formed, it was Jacob and another guy named Andrew who also had to leave the band for similar reasons. He was just a shit talker, and a lot of people hated him. And
like with Jacob, like it was
separate.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, so like originally,
he just had trauma from living in other places and being in other bands, and
basically,
so how much of a dick so like the rest of y'all, like who's fucking other people
right.
over? And, like,
I mean, as far as I've never heard anybody say anything bad about either of these dudes, and I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there are people that don't like me for whatever reason, but I'm not an unfair person.
Yeah.
I don't,
People that tend to talk a lot, like I have my own. We have our own podcast. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
People sometimes take that in a weird way. I've gotten it all the time. You know what I mean? People are like, "What the? Shut the fuck up! Like, you talk too much." And I'm like, "Dude, tell me how I feel." You know, like
yeah, that's me. Like I'm real quick to like tell you what I think and everything like that. But that's just my personality, and
I'm a stoner, so it's like real slow to tell you like, "Hey man." Like,
Same.
But yeah, so basically Jacob and Andrew were forming the band, asked me to play drums. I was leaving a previous band, and they wanted me to come on and play drums. We had to get rid of Andrew because there were cities that we couldn't go to because he was afraid of people threatening him with physical violence.
Andrew.
Yes.
Okay.
And that was pretty close to the start of the band. Like there were places in our own state that we couldn't go to. We literally couldn't because he was like, well, people are going to try to fight me if we go there, and I need y'all to have my back. And I'm like, well, I don't. Like, I'm not going to go fight. I'm sorry, bro. Like,
I'll tell you now.
I just met you. I just joined this
you.
band. I'm not going to go fight somebody for you. I've never fought anybody in my life.
Give
That's
me
just
some
stupid.
backstory.
Right.
Like, if you tell me like he fucked your sister, so like, oh yeah, then I'll fucking go punch him in the mouth.
Yeah,
Right?
but it was just stupid stuff, like him
fucked
running
his
his
sister.
running his mouth on the internet or something.
Yep.
And then 3 years later, it kind of was the same situation with Jacob. It came to a point where we were on tour on the East Coast in Norfolk, Virginia, and we were approached by some anonymous, unnamed dude who was like, "Hey guys, they actually warned us a day ahead of time. The promoter hit us up via email, and he was like, "Hey guys, there's a lot of people here that don't want you in this town because of Jacob," and like warned us not to come. And I was like, "Well, this is stupid. We're just gonna go anyway." And we showed up, and this random dude approaches us, and he's like, "Hey, I'm just here. I'm just a messenger. I'm here to tell you guys, like, it's not gonna end well for you if you play tonight. If you try to play, like, you're gonna get fucked up. Something's gonna happen to your van." And it was just being real vague about it. So, and
It's your van. You're like, no.
yeah, lo and behold, like at some point, the venue, everybody caught wind of all of what was going on. The venue owner was upset because, like, apparently there was about to be this huge brawl breaking out, and he didn't want us there anymore. The promoter was just like, "Guys, like, seriously, here's your money. Y'all leave." And as we were,
got paid,
I was like, "Dude, this is ridiculous." And as we were leaving, people started coming out of the woodwork. Like, dude, everybody there, I'm talking like 15, 20 people before the show started, everybody hanging around all started speaking up as we were leaving, and they were like, "Y'all are doing the right thing by leaving. Y'all are making the right decision because we were about to fuck you up," and all this stuff. And I'm like, holy crap, everybody in this room was about to seriously fight us just because of some crap they had with Jacob. So it was real easy to just be like, "Yo, dude, I never want my safety threatened like that again. Like, I do not want to ever be associated with you again." Yeah. And it was a real easy decision.
And the worst part is we gave him, this is talking about Jacob, we asked him what's going on. Tell us, you're supposed to be our brother. Like, let us know what's going on so we know what we're getting into. And the whole time,
need to have your back
nothing.
because it's a legit thing.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
some
like,
dude's talking shit and he's
dude.
lying about you, and now he told all these people, like,
yeah.
okay.
And
cool.
no, the whole
Is
time
he from
he's
that area?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he's
that's
from.
where
That's
I'm
why,
from, too,
that's why everybody hated him so bad, because he like screwed up his life there so bad that he had to run out of town, and that's why he moved to Austin. And I'm learning all this like in real time. I didn't know this. So anyway,
and he wouldn't tell us
thing about
anything. Like, he was just being vague about it. No, there's nothing going on. Then we get there the day of the venue, the day that's all going down. When we show up, he's like, "Yo, guys, I'm not feeling good. I think I'm having a heart attack. You got to take me to the hospital."
yeah,
It's just like, really, dude? Like,
Was something posted up about him having a heart, like, on social media or something? Because I might have seen something.
maybe he did, but nothing from us.
In that instance, he, like, when we told him, like, "Dude, this is wild. Like, we're just gonna go to the venue anyway." Like, in disregard the threats that we were getting, I was like, "We're just gonna go because like the threats are against you, dude. They're not against me. So if somebody wants to try to fight you, then you handle it because you obviously have beef. But we're going."
Yeah.
And that's when he was like, "Oh, I'm not feeling good. I'm lightheaded. I think my heart hurts. I have chest pain real bad. I need to go to the hospital." And I was like, "I don't believe you, dude. I think you're lying. I really do." And I called him out. I was like, I flat out think you're lying. He was just scared. He was scared of getting his ass kicked, and he didn't want to go to that town.
And it was rough for me on a personal level too. Just like, I guess without, making this the whole like talk about Jacob Asher's entire life story podcast. But, like the band I was in prior to this was actually like a band that he was managing.
Oh, nice.
So you had some experience with.
Yeah. And so frankly, at the time too, like, cause I'm still pretty fucking young, but like I was, just like 20, hadn't really been in any kind of band that had any kind of seriousness around it. So like it was all fresh to me.
You're like, oh, I'm just along for the ride, bro. Cool.
Yeah, Jacob, like the biggest thing about him is like he's, real good like communicator and
He's
like
a good
silver.
salesman.
He's a smooth talker for sure.
In the silver tongue sense. So like, that was kind of how I started like working with him in the first place. Like in my previous band, that was kind of how I got brought into everything with Rain, like etc. And it's offered like a lot of opportunities, but it was like the veil was especially thick, like over my eyes. And then, basically just like going into it from having like the pitch of like, hey, we need somebody else who's going to be reliable. And like, we're going to go on these tours and like have this stuff booked. Like, do you want to do it? Like, of course I'm going to say yes. I've never like played outside of Austin.
That's the whole point,
but then, to basically go from that to like, oh, this dude's going to, turn my kneecaps into forecaps, because I showed up. Like,
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Where it made it especially rough. But that was really
was
where.
It right when you were joining the band is when all this stuff kind of.
No, it was much later, and that was where at first like I joined because Andrew had left, so with like that whole kind of switcheroo, like Mike was going to guitar. I had briefly done like a fill-in show really early in the band, so I knew the song, so that's where I got brought on.
Oh, okay.
Doing bass, but it really wasn't until everything became more publicized about like people's shortcomings, I guess, with how they felt, basically that they got the shit end of the stick with a lot of his dealings. Yeah. That, frankly, in the similar way to Skylar, like I was kind of learning it in real time, and I'm like, I'm not in this dude's business. He's in my band, but I don't live his life. And now, like, really seeing, like, oh, here's kind of like little things I've heard, or like he's even told me that now it makes sense, like why he had to move, why he's been so many places, like why,
Yeah,
like,
and that wasn't even the first town he got run out of, because after that came to light, then we heard like, oh yeah, it's just like he got run out of the previous town that he used to live in
Iowa or some shit.
Iowa, I think. Yeah, like he used to live there. He got run out of that town and moved to Virginia Beach, Norfolk, or wherever we were.
He's been doing this for
a while. and then lo and behold, he was living in Austin. All this stuff happens, and poof, disappears. New life.
Ran out on one of our friends, owes him a bunch of money for rent and
like
stuff.
Thousands, man, insane amounts of money. Just screwed so many people.
Yeah, it was definitely weird, like hearing about it. You know what I mean? Because obviously, from being separated from it, and just seeing shit on social media and seeing y'all doing good or.
Trying to,
quote unquote, and then
I thought we were doing great, man.
True Initiative.
Yeah,
that was his.
That's so funny.
progression through consistency.
Progression through consistency was his slogan, and coming from a dude that literally probably had 15 different jobs in the like 2 or 3 year span that I knew him. I mean, would get a job, make it maybe a week or two, and then cop some excuse like, oh, they don't accommodate my schedule, or somebody was being rude to me. It's like, dude, no, you just have no work ethic. You want people to hand you money.
It's a lot of shit nowadays. A lot of people are like that. Like,
it's insane.
'Cause I work at a grocery store. I was telling you earlier. I'm not really saying on here, but I work at a grocery store, and it's not only do you see like customers that are just shit people, but like the people that you work with. Like sometimes it's a little, like, dude, come on, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Do
like,
something.
Pick it up,
needs
bro.
some coffee to like wake up and get going, but like some people just don't have that. They're like always on the phone or always doing this, and it's like, dude, you can't go
speaking
a couple hours till your break.
Speaking of always being on the phone, that was classic. Something classic he would do. It's like anytime we needed to physically do something, move something, he would always, I got to take a phone call. One of the bands I'm managing is calling me. I got to call him real quick. That was a classic thing.
That's
We still joke about it. It's like, oh, Mike, can you help me load this up? I gotta take a phone call.
Why do you
Or
only
it's
get
like, hey, Mike, can you pitch in for gas? Oh, I gotta wait on. Give me 10 minutes, man. I'm waiting on these management fees to come in.
It's like, why do you only get FaceTimed whenever I pick up a guitar cabinet?
So, since you've played guitar and been all that, do you have like typical singer syndrome where you don't like load equipment?
No, actually,
Okay.
quite the opposite,
Okay.
man.
Well,
I
a
still.
lot of it's yours too. so
Yeah,
I'm sure.
we're still running all my guitar rig and stuff. So I'm the one who sets up the laptop and plugs in all the stuff, which
Okay.
Jonathan helps, and then we're both help Skylar out with his drums to make
Yeah.
it easier.
It's like a group.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like to
see,
be
that's what
honest,
I should-
these two dudes probably do more work than I do as a drummer because they'll do all of their guitar rigs, bass rigs, and you usually do most of the drum stuff too because I'm commonly busy parking, moving the van, and taking care of like my own work, my personal work, like producing events. Like I said,
Oh, okay.
Or
I
setting
still
up
have
merch.
events going on at home, and I still have to work every day
Yeah, exactly.
while I'm on the road. Like I have an event going on in Austin right now,
Yeah.
and I'm in Murrieta, California. So like these guys are super accommodating. Yeah, I had to think real hard actually. No, they work really hard on like helping with the gear and moving and everything like that. I just want y'all to. I wanted to be the one to say it
Thank you.
for sure.
And not to stay stuck on the Jacob thing, I just want to put this out there. Like, this isn't just a slam thing, you know what I mean? Like,
I was gonna say, yeah, you were.
we're not here just to talk trash about it. We just want people to know, you know, a lot of people think that we were tied in with what was going on, or, you know, they want to keep hating because, you know, they think maybe we're still those type of people or whatever. We just want people to know the situation. Like, hey, man, we got just as fucked, or if not fucked harder than, you know,
Yeah.
he did to a lot of people too. And
Yeah.
we just want people to try and forgive us and move past it. You know what I mean? We got rid of him. We have no ties. We don't talk to him. He's not any of our friend. Like, I don't want to say I wish bad on the dude, but I just hope I never see him again type of situation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
you don't know what would be said, what would happen. Yeah,
exactly.
I get
We're
that.
just
I
trying to
know what
move
I would
past
say.
it. You know what I mean? Build back the bridges the best we can with the people, you know, that felt that bridge was burned.
Yeah.
And hopefully move past it and keep pushing this band. You know what I mean? It's something we love to do, and we're definitely blessed to be out here and working hard and
Yeah.
just doing what we love to do, man. So for anyone out there, you know, that
Wondering
is still
what the
bitter
fuck-
or
yeah,
you know what I mean,
exactly.
still has it, like.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think we're
trust-
some real nice stand-up dudes, and we're just out here trying to play metal and do what we love to do.
Fuck.
Like,
Right.
trust us, we have no problem like putting in the work and touring around to like personally talk to everybody who ever had a problem so that we can shake their hand and like clear the air. And that's
Yeah.
literally what we're doing
Yeah.
when we're on tour now because everybody has so many questions for us. So we're happy to do it and push through it, and that's what we want to do is like personally talk to anybody, or if anybody has any questions or has any beef, like for real, let me know, man, and we'll clear it up because
I mean, it seems like y'all are still obviously a little bit bitter about it because you still have to deal with it. But
Yeah.
you're not bitter enough to where someone asks you in person, you're like, "No, dude, like this
Yeah,
is what
we're happy
happened."
to
Like,
tell. Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
yeah, dude, like I said, the last tour we were on, I was explaining this and telling this whole story and the whole conversation every single day in every city across America. So it's
Now you have it recorded,
Exactly.
so you can just
Just
be,
like-
yeah, just it's
We'll
like
point 'em to
just
you.
listen to the
Just
listen to the
podcast.
podcast.
I'm completely okay with that. So the future of Rain, what do you guys got going on?
Hopefully a lot, man. We actually have that tour coming up soon in August. We're going to do the East Coast. And then we have a music video, a brand new song that we have done. Just waiting to get home and kind of, you know, do the official release for all that, put out the teasers and stuff.
Yeah.
Our buddy Brandon absolutely destroyed the video. It's amazing. The name of the song is Mudhole, and it's kind of about, you know, like finding the snakes in your life. And it applies
like
to a
you
lot of
guys
the
know about
things.
that a little.
Yeah, it applies to a lot of the things we've been going through lately. And it's really just kind of like a motivational, you know what I mean, fire spark to get us back to where we're going. We have some other songs finished that we're gonna, you know, finish up and put together a little new EP.
So a new EP, not just a new single.
Yeah, we're gonna put out.
Sweet.
We have one other new single we're gonna put out soon, and then hopefully an EP following real soon after that.
Nice.
And then just keep the rain plane rolling.
Yeah, buddy, Rain Plane.
Rain plane, we've
Okay.
upgraded.
All right.
Now that Skylar had to get us a new van, unfortunately the rain train died
like
out.
a G6 or just like a like a propeller.
We're,
right now?
it's just a
You're
propeller
getting-
plane.
building it
It's the
up? Okay.
workhorse, you know. It's a Chevy, you know.
Went from
It's a
train to
Cessna.
flying,
It's
so
a
it's at
Cessna.
least
It has cup
a little
holders.
quicker.
Exactly.
Yeah, it has cup holders.
It
so
has
that's
cup
really-
holders.
That is a step up.
That's all that matters.
We just
Jonathan,
need
throw
a
away your
sexy
drinks.
stewardess.
Okay, one more quick. So what do you guys like watch shit on the road, like Netflix or shit like that to keep you kind of going, or is it more music? Like what do you guys kind of?
Too busy.
Yeah, mostly music when we're driving.
Yeah.
Mike plays Nintendo
Everything.
Switch.
Yeah, I've got my Switch. I'll beat anybody in some Smash, some Mortal
He gets
Kombat.
really mad whenever
I get
he
very
loses.
mad when I lose. I do not like to lose.
I just look at lots of memes.
See, I mean,
Jonathan is the Instagram scroller for sure.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's like memes and ladies.
That's fine.
If
That's
it's
fine.
memes of ladies, then it's even
better.
Ooh.
Sometimes.
Sometimes you're like,
I don't know. I'm like the kind of guy that, I don't know, like the memes that I like really confuse a lot of,
Yeah,
a
like
lot
a
of people.
Why are you into
unique sense
this?
of humor.
Like it'll be, a watermelon with a 9mm, and it's just like I'm about to commit a melony.
I think I saw that.
That's a good
Or
one.
like or Forgetti, and it's just a bunch of SpaghettiOs with Xanax in it.
Oh, God.
I had to use it once. That was
Perfect.
actually pretty good. I had to throw it in there. Sorry, everybody.
Hey, I'm not offended. It's really not for everybody. It's like jicama.
All right. So one thing that I've been trying that I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but the O.J. Simpson on Twitter. Have you guys seen?
I did hear about it.
Have you seen his actual the video he put up?
Oh, no, I didn't see the video.
Oh, dude.
I heard,
Okay.
so it's
I
like
actually have
some
no
dude
idea
tweeted
what-
something to him, and he was like, I'm going to find you and kill you, right?
That was a little bit fake. Like,
Oh, okay.
because basically, like, his Twitter name is the real OJ32.
Yeah.
And he did the real, but with a capital I instead of the L. So it looked like the right one, and he sent him like knives or like knives or whatever, the emoji.
That's funny.
Okay. I do like the fact that the only thing I've searched on Twitter is OJ Simpson.
Oh, yeah.
I don't ever really go on Twitter, but
The juice.
okay. So
Hey, Twitter world, this is yours truly. Now, coming soon to Twitter, you'll get to read all my thoughts and opinions on just about everything. Now, there's a lot of fake OJ accounts out there, so this one, at the real OJ32, is the only official one. So, it should be a lot of fun. I got a little getting even to do. So, God bless. Take care.
what?
Hey, Twitter world.
What the fuck?
He's getting even, baby.
Got a few things to say, I guess.
Okay, real quick. Do y'all think he did it?
Oh yeah,
I just want to make sure.
I watched a I don't really pay attention to news at all, but it's hard to avoid like stories like that are that controversial.
Yeah.
And I think I watched something on TV about it one time, and I'm like, bro had to have done it. It's all good.
The American Crime Story, the one that came out on FX with like Cuba Gooding Jr. playing. Dude, have you guys watched that?
No.
What?
Dude,
I think I need to see this now.
it's like a series. There's like 10 episodes, dude.
Aw,
Like,
yeah.
you'll binge it, dude. It's fucking great.
Hell
Like
yeah.
all the John Travolta plays Robert Shapiro.
Oh.
Ross from Friends plays Robert Kardashian. Like, dude, and they play him fucking well. And you should fucking watch it. But
Dude.
like, what does he have to get even with?
I think maybe he's saying
I
that
don't
to
know.
get people to talk about it.
Just
Just
Trying
like
to be
boost
relevant
himself,
again.
be
I don't
like-
know.
okay.
Oh,
He's like,
he's
y'all
going to
already
get someone.
know I killed somebody.
Yeah.
And got away with it.
Creepier thing, he did that on the fucking anniversary of the murders.
Oh wow, how
Like-
weird.
He looks a little creepy in the video.
Right?
He's got a little too much head shape.
Hey, Twitter world, I got some shit to say. It's gonna be nuts.
All the videos that he does, it all starts out like that. Like he's doing a fucking reality. Like, hello to the world. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's
Dude, I
fucking
don't know.
weird.
I get on social media to promote shows, and that's about it.
I'm
Wah,
throwing
wah.
shit. I was about to be like, yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm too excited.
Too pumped.
But yeah, it was just fucking funny. Did you guys hear he wrote a book called If I Did It?
No.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Dude, he is trying to make money.
Wow,
on this.
dude.
Like, but this was years ago.
Oh,
like
yeah.
10 years ago, he wrote a book, If I Did It, and it was him hypothetically saying how he would have done it.
So he was basically writing the book on how he did it.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Good
Double Jeopardy
Lord.
can't fucking...
Yeah.
Can we try it again?
He did an interview with this, newscaster or whatever, and he talked about the book and kept saying, hypothetically, this is what happened. Hypothetically, my friend, Charlie, had a knife in his hand, and then there was blood everywhere.
Yeah,
and,
I've seen that. That got real popular when it came out.
Yeah, but he did it like originally like 10 or 12 years after the murders and whatever, and then they didn't release it for a while because it was like super fucking crazy.
Damn.
But yeah, dude, it's just creepy.
He's like, hypothetically, I went in there with a knife and hypothetically stabbed this guy 37 times. Oh, I'm 38. Sorry, I forgot about that
Basically
last one. Hypothetically,
decapitated, like my wife, you know.
Yeah, I can't remember. Like I said, I don't really pay attention and I don't remember the story. But yeah,
it was basically that. Like, there was stuff everywhere. There was blood everywhere. It was all over. I had both gloves. Like, literally saying shit like that, and he'd be like, hypothetically. Like literally, like, have to throw it in there. Like, oh, shit, I'm leaving.
I said too much real shit. Hypothetically,
Yeah, exactly,
hypothetically.
dude.
Sorry.
Like, it was a little creepy. Like, literally, I just showed Jen, and the whole time I'm like, like, the hair standing up on the back of your neck. Like, this dude for
real did this shit.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah, that's wild.
I just think it's funny that he got, like,
Money.
in jail.
It can get
too.
you out of killing people.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, that's pretty true.
Yeah.
Buy
Money
the
can get
right
you
lawyer.
A lot. but
Money can do
also
a lot
fuck
of
you
things
up,
for you, man. It's insane.
Like we were talking about earlier, you know, fucking with what's his face, fucking. We'll not say it anymore.
Voldemort.
Voldemort.
But yeah, with him, obviously he needed money. It's the root of all fucking evil. Or cliche, whatever.
As long as he could keep up a facade and like keep it going. I mean, it looked legit. Looked really, you know, and had, like I said, had us fooled for almost 3 years. I was like,
it's crazy that in like the age of like the internet where everyone's connected, everyone can see shit. There's cameras everywhere. You know, all this shit where people still try and fucking get away with shit. And it's like, dude,
because
getting trickier
I'll tell
now.
you why it worked so well is because he knew to handle everything over phone calls. Like, stuff wouldn't get texted and there wouldn't be
no proof, basically.
Yeah, and that's why he was always on the phone, and it like never occurred to us until
like in the van and shit and everything.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh,
and I'm talking like I had people coming out of the woodworks like, you know he said this, right? And like, he said that like this and this couldn't happen because of money that was spent. And I'm like, wow, dude, that's my money. Like, I spent that money. It wasn't him.
Yeah.
You know, like, he's lying to everybody.
What your expenses were to be like, oh, this is why I should fucking
like
happen,
specifically, there was an artist that had a design commissioned by Voldemort, and Voldemort told us. Voldemort told us.
I just see like balls headed to
like
that shitty.
Well, pretty much. But so like he had commissioned a design for the band and told the designer that we would pay him double to do it like quickly, but told us that the designer was a homie that was doing it for free. And when it came time to pay the designer, Voldemort told the designer that we were tapped out from having to recently purchasing our trailer for tour, so he couldn't afford to pay him because he just purchased this trailer. The fact is, I bought the trailer with my money and had nothing to do with him, you know, and that literally was like the straw that broke the camel's back. That was like, you know what, dude, I've tried to be cool with you and like just like peacefully let you leave town, but like now we're for real not friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, because you've been lying about money that I've spent and taking credit for it basically, and like lying to people.
Yeah.
And lying to my face,
giving me a bad name when I did nothing besides be involved with you. Like,
yeah. So now that you've left the band, I've got like designers hitting me up, and you know, all these homies that did stuff for free for us because they were his homies, coming at me like, yo, he actually owes me a lot of money. He said y'all are gonna pay, but you couldn't because this and that. And I'm like, well, dude, I'm so sorry, but I'm talking like I had to be on my phone texting people for weeks. Like, hey man, I'm really sorry. Like, he was lying to us the whole time and said that you were doing this for free. And I think I've done a pretty good job of clearing the air with everybody because like we really went at it, clearing it up with everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it seems like you have a clear head about it enough to be like, yeah, dude, that wasn't us. Like, we're doing our shit now.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think that's about it for me. You guys have anything you want to plug? Anything you want to talk about?
Shout out to TRX Symbols America for always making me sound amazing on the road.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's about it.
Yeah. Okay, how can everyone get a hold of you? I'll put links and stuff on the episode.
Yeah, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We got a Spotify, YouTube. Find us on Apple Music. Pretty much anywhere, man.
Is it rain.atx?
Rain.atx is the Instagram handle, I believe.
Okay. And then just what? Rain ATX is Facebook?
Rain Heavy is Facebook.
Rain Heavy, that's right.
There's zero consistency with our stuff.
Yeah, we kind of suck. We're going to
everything
get
is
that
different.
worked out.
Progression through consistency.
I
Yeah.
was just going to say the irony.
And if anybody listening works for Spotify, hit me up because Spotify has our stuff jacked up and puts like us on with a bunch of rappers for some reason, so it's very confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you put yourself in that like mindset of whoever's listening to that playlist, like, oh God, the fuck,
That's some heavy shit, man.
Dude, literally, there'll be some track where it's like it's just rap, and it'll say like featuring Rain and have our band tagged, and it's like, no, Spotify, this isn't us. And I've emailed them back and forth so many times. I'm like, y'all gotta fix this, and they just can't do it. I don't know what's wrong with them.
I actually didn't tell y'all that was actually me. I went and did some rap features.
Oh my God.
Are you guys gonna like maybe do an insurgents type of thing and try and flip a letter? You know what I mean? Like
we've actually been heavily considering that, like just adding TX, like Rain TX or Rain ATX, or
Just to make us stand out. There is another band.
Just had to do that.
Yeah.
Dude, we got to do something. I mean, I would like to not. I would like to just be known for our name and just become the one that's popular, and then everybody else gets tagged as us, and they're like, well, this band is the one getting all the credit. But you know,
Unfortunately, we're
I don't know.
shot ass.
Spotify for sure we can't really figure it out, or haven't been able to yet. So maybe something like that will have to happen in the future for sure.
and hopefully with the especially you guys gaining more ground with having a new the new line, or not new lineup, but
The revised
the
lineup.
revival.
Yep. Definitely.
Next album revival. Go Eminem.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Trim the fat off.
You would say that.
Damn.
For those of you who
I like
don't
how
know,
you
Jonathan.
have like just little spots, and it's like this super awesome. Like, what is that? What from Bobby Newport? Fucking Parks and Rec.
Oh, God.
No,
I don't watch TV.
no one watch Parks and Rec.
Yeah, I watch a little bit
A
of
little
it.
bit.
Yeah.
Mildly.
It's
Mike
the same dudes
exclusively watches Rick and Morty on
Rick and
repeat.
Morty and The Office are the only things I watch. Over
And when he
over
finishes,
and
he just
over
starts it
and
over.
and
Yeah.
over.
I just watched documentaries.
Parks and Rec is the same people who did The Office,
Yeah.
so it's like that same type of.
I definitely enjoy a lot of Parks and Rec, but
Oh, dude, it's good.
I'm
Fucking.
a
what's his
weird
name?
Office
Aziz
guy.
Ansari.
Oh, he's great.
Hilarious.
Ron Swanson.
Tommy
I don't know
Timberlake.
the actor that plays Ron Swanson, but
Nick Offerman, I think.
yeah, that's what it
totally.
is.
I was about to say, like, nobody ever knows that guy's name, and that was totally it. You know, like,
Yeah.
he's great.
Dude, he's awesome.
He's a true man.
He's hilarious. He's like, I don't ever shoot the gun that's on my desk, but I just want people to look down the barrel of a gun when they have to ask me a question. Like the first episode, he's like,
So
Bobby
good.
Knight. But
I'll shoot
all right,
you.
cool. So thank you guys for coming
Thank you for having
to the
us.
studio. Sorry you guys, Jen couldn't be here. She says hello, misses y'all. But we're gonna get on out of here, and make sure you go to chelseasmile.co. Use the promo code TDP, get 20% off.
Get yourself some swag.
Yeah. See, I should record that. That should be just like.
Swag.
have
Wait,
Jonathan.
you give
Yeah,
it.
Jonathan, do it with your bass voice.
Swag.
Oh, hold on, I was saying stuff. Do it again.
Oh shit. All right. Buy yourself some swag.
Dude, that
Chelsea
sounded great.
Swag.
And there's nothing even done to it. Oh, it makes that.
Oh,
I'll put
yeah.
that at the end of the intro. Get some swag.
He only sounds like that
swag.
because he was hard asleep when we pulled up here.
Damn right,
You-
but it works.
You stepped out of the van. I thought you were gonna like off the curb.
Like, so-
It's all like.
It takes me longer to regain my vision than my motor function.
Well, you couldn't have told at all on the podcast. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. But yeah, we're gonna get out of here, and love you guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. It's been great.
Yeah, buddy.
For any other info or a way to contact us, go to tilldeathpodcast.com. That's TILDEATHPODCAST.com. Check out chelseasmile.co. That's CHELSEASMILE.co. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.